Hello, Scrappy friends. Welcome back, and welcome back to another edition of Keeping It Simple. I feel like we just did a round, but I am so excited to be back with round number 11 and change it up just a little bit. You know, every time I do a Keeping It Simple, I want to change it up just a little bit, but the idea and the concept is still the same, that we're going to create 3 videos. All 3 videos are going to show simple layouts using simple cuts, simple page design, and then we can boost it all up by adding our own embellishments and creating embellishment clusters and beautify the layout. So we're just taking simple concepts but making a page that we love, and we're getting our pages done. This round I thought I would do something a little bit different. I usually like to keep a concept and then keep the concept through 3 videos, but this time I want to do a theme, and my theme, as you can see, is going to be Halloween. So over the next 3 videos, I'm going to do 3 layouts, all using the Boo-Yah Collection from Creative Memories, and creating 3 double page layouts with a Halloween flair. But if Halloween is not your thing, I still wanted to bring in a special concept. So for that, I am going to bring in some sketches. And not just sketches, but some simple sketches. So I scoured through some older Creative Memory sketches. What I found was sometimes the older sketches are a little bit more simplistic. And so that's what I found. I went into the Virtual Crop Facebook group, went into the album there and looked back in 2020, and I found these sketches sporadically throughout the whole year of 2020. So I have these 3 sketches, and over the next 3 videos in this series, I am going to use one of these sketches in each video. So if you want a little handout like this to follow along, I have put them all on a PDF format so that you can download it. All you need to do is jump over to my website, which is listed right here in the bottom of the screen, or you can find a link in the description. Print yourself a handout and you can follow along. Now, back in 2020, Creative Memories did not have measurements on their sketches, so I did go through and put these measurements on. These are the best of my best guess. I think they're pretty close, but of course you can always change any of the measurements to fit your specific layout. Okay, you ready? Let's go ahead and jump in, and we're going to start up here with sketch number 1. For sketch number 1, we need 2 pieces of background paper. So you'll see I have that right here. We also need 1 piece of icon paper. Now I'm using this cute, playful icon paper from the Boo-Yah Collection. It has big, bold print on it. And so when I have patterns like this, I like to use just a small strip of it. So this sketch will be perfect because it only uses a 3-inch strip on each side. And that's really the only pattern paper we need. That's why I chose to use pattern paper for the background, to kind of give my layout more of a Halloween feel to it, because I will be documenting some photos from my daughter's Halloween way back in 1996. I wanted to have more of a Halloween feel, so that's why I brought in the colored background. So for this paper, all we need to do is cut 2 3 by 12 inch strips. So here's my 2 strips, each being 3 inches by 12 inches, and I'm going to bring them right here to the inseam of the layout. Then the next fun thing that this simple layout has is a border across the top. Now you can think of this in any way. You can do a border punch out, or you can do a border sticker. It's however you interpret it. And I'm kind of estimating that it's 1 inch wide, but again, I think there's plenty of room on this layout to move things around. So if you had a bigger border, I think it would be just fine. So I'm gonna bring in a border making cartridge for mine, and I'm bringing in the Citrus Slice border making cartridge. Now this is one of my favorite cartridges. However, mine does stick just a little bit. So my plan here is to cut out 2 rows of it. And for that, I'm gonna bring in some pumpkin cardstock, because I think that's gonna match beautifully with my icon paper. And I'll put you on fast forward, and I'll get 2 of these cut out. So with this punch, I have learned that I just need to take my time, punch down, swing the housing out a little bit further, tuck it in, and push it down. But for some reason, this one always gives me a hassle. But today, I'm happy to report I did not have to punch that. It came out nice. This is an edge punch, so I trim it off the paper. So I'm going to trim it off at 1 1/4 inches because I want to have a little bit of a width here in my punch out. So let me show you. There we go. So I wanted to create this a little bit wider border down here because I want to bring in a little something special for that. And turn this around and do it again. So what I wanted to do with these is it's going to hang down in my layout, and I wanted to bring in a roll of washi tape. So I've had this in my stash forever. This matches perfectly with my Boo-Yah collection, and so why not put it on here? My idea is to come right here just above the punch out and then put it across like this. Okay, if you didn't have washi tape, you can always do a little piece of pattern paper. It looks really cute like that. And there we go. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And then our border strips are designed to come right up here at the top and have a little bit of exposed paper behind. Again, is just really up to you. And then we'll do the same thing over here. In the sketch, they do have this over the top of the pattern paper. I don't really like that look, so I'm going to bring this down a bit like that. And just have at the top, you'll see the whole pattern paper, and I'll bring all this down. So I need to trim off a little piece of these, and we are ready to do our page layout. So I want to kind of add one more little detail before we get into laying out our photos. This is not on the sketch, I'm just going to add it. And I'm going to bring in some border stickers. I like this one right here. My idea is to bring it in and put it right over here on top of my 3-inch piece, and as it transitions into my background of the orange plaid. So let me go ahead and get all this adhered down, and I'll be right back. And this is my final simple background. I love it. It's something totally different that we don't normally do. So we just have a strip here and a border across the top. That is pretty simple. So what makes this so simple and great is that we have all this room here for our photos. So we really want to take advantage of that they put 6 photos on. But there's potential for so much more if you trim down your photos, because there's 4 that are not trimmed at all, so they're at 4 by 6, and then some over here that are trimmed really small down to a 4 by 2.5. So let's look at that orientation and see what we have. Now I have trimmed my photos a little bit, and then over here these are still in 4 by 6 form. Then with my little photos off to the side, I wanted them to be a little bit bigger. I don't have too many photos that I can trim down to a 4 by 2.5, so these I trimmed to a 3 by 4, and I'm going to get them to fit on here even if I need to trim down this photo, because I have a lot of space here to do that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that and trim down this photo. There we go. I trimmed it down to a 4 by 5, and I'm going to like that a lot better. It didn't even change the photo hardly, except maybe to focus more in on her. And there, I like that a lot. So for now, I'm going to keep that. And then over here on the sketch, they have a big title here, which I love that. And then there was an open spot right here. So I know I wanted to get another picture in, and I just happened to have one more photo. And this one I cut down to 4 by 3.25, so just a tad bigger than those. And for now, I think I'm going to place it right here, but I'm okay with overlapping either of these actually. So we'll see how we continue here. And there we go. That is the photo layout. Pretty simple, lots of room for lots of photos. So if we wanted to just follow the sketch, keep it simple, we would just do a title here, a journaling area up here, and be done with it. But this is where I want to kind of create the layout to represent more my style. So I want to bring in some paper and mat behind some of the photos in the layout. So I had this black star paper in my stash, and I'm thinking that I want to bring it in over here, maybe like that. I'll trim it to fit. So I want to bring it over here to kind of pop out those photos, and then maybe a strip down here, maybe just behind these two over here. So I'm going to go ahead and get these cut down. So now that we have our photos in place and the mats in place where I would like them, I'm ready to add my title and my journaling spot. So for my title, I again went into my stash and I found this cute titles. It just says Halloween. I liked it because it's a little sparkly and it is a big title. So I'm gonna put it down here and we'll still see, like maybe at an angle. In the sketch, they had a little box cut out for it. So I want to bring in some more of this orange and make a little cutout for this title. And we'll cut this down. Let's see, I'm just gonna put it on here for a guide to see, maybe 6 inches. That looks good, 6 inches. But maybe let's go 1 3/4 inches. Give it a little bit more wiggle room. Yeah, let's do that, 1 3/4 inches. And then I'm gonna bring in my corner rounder, because I love this technique. It kind of gives it a little bit of a ticket notch if you use it in the opposite way of a corner rounders. We have this little slit up here that we could give it a little, what I like to call a little ticket notch, because it'll make it look like a ticket when we're done. It just kind of gives a little bit of character and a little bit of interest to my title base here. And I'm just going to get that right on here. And now it is pretty big, so I might be moving this photo over. And yeah, I think I'll do that, and then we can embellish around it. Now for the journaling box, I brought in a vintage Creative Memories journaling box. I know you guys still have these in your stash. I went with this one. It's a little bit of a burnt orange, and there's actually 2 tones of orange on there. I liked it. It matches really well with my background, but I do feel like it blends in a little bit too much. So to pop that out, I'm just going to bring in a little scrap of black paper and just tuck it behind there. So nothing too fancy, just kind of helping my journal box pop out and stand off the background piece a little bit better. So far, I do think that this layout lends to the keeping it simple theory. I hope that you agree. In fact, at this time, I'd like to ask you to please go ahead and click that like button. Let me know you love these Keeping It Simple series and you love these simple to do layouts. Let me know also if you plan on using this layout, and if so, what theme are you going to use it for? Okay, we are ready to do some embellishing, and this layout really has a lot going on already, so I don't feel like it needs a ton of embellishing. So in the sketch, they have us embellishing down here at the title, and then over here on the journaling box, 2 areas I love to embellish anyway, and there's really not a lot of room. I really want my pattern paper to kind of speak for itself. It's very juvenile paper, and it goes really well with the photos that I have. In fact, I just think the pumpkin bucket that she has is just such a perfect fit. So what am I going to do for embellishing? So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my tray that I took so much time to prep and prepare. If you didn't see this video, I'm going to link it at the end of this video so you could see how I got all this tray prepped and ready. So I'm going to bring in some of the elements on here. This Halloween season, I have just been loving on this little DIY spider web. So I'm going to bring in a couple of those. And I think we'll put one somewhere over here. Let's see. We'll put it right there at the top for now. I think that's really cute. And then of course I'm going to bring one over here We'll see, maybe something like that, overlapping both of them, kind of getting rid of that little space right there. You know, I don't like that. So I'm going to kind of cover it up, come into my journal box a little. I do that so everything kind of looks cohesive. One of these stickers is this cute cat sticker here. I just think that's going to be appropriate, seeing how she's dressed as a black cat. And I don't want the cat on top, so I'm going to have to move it to the bottom. Scoop my title up a little bit, tuck the spider web in like that, and maybe put the black cat, let's scoot that over, right around here. I do want it to touch the title card a little bit, and then maybe hanging off like that, and then maybe have that spider web just tucked under the cat a little bit and coming out like that. So I do like that. And then also from the sticker sheet, we have a couple cute little jack-o'-lanterns, which I think would be cute to go with our paper, and of course her bucket. I'm really liking this one here. It's a little darker, and I think I'm going to put that right over here. I think I'm going to pop this one up onto a little bit of foam, maybe hanging off to the side of the spider web, because I think I'm going to bring in a little spider. We have a ton of spiders left on our sheet. So why not? Do we want big or little? I think I like this one. Yep, that's really cute. Maybe I'm going to center this just a little bit onto that with that title card. Yeah, let's keep that. And then over here, let's see. Let's bring in another spider and put it in the center of the web. Why not? We did it over there. We'll do it over here. I like this one here that says more candy. That was probably her goal that night, is to get more candy. And I'm going to bring it probably over here, have it run into my journaling card a little bit. There, like that. I like that, more candy. The sticker sheet that I got my Halloween title off of also had these glittery little chevrons, and I thought I really wanted to bring some of that in over here. So I think what I'm going to do here is move that up a tad and then bring these little chevron arrows in and put them right down here at the bottom of the card. And I'm going to do it so they're pointing into my layout. That way we're bringing in that element on both sides. That's my big tip also for when you're creating your embellishment cluster. Kind of look what you did in one and then recreate something in the other. It doesn't have to be an exact duplicate, but something else in the other cluster. How about the flowers? You know, I want to get my flowers in somehow. So let's see, maybe orange and green. Okay, so like that, and then maybe layered up like this. I do like that. Not sure I'm feeling it here though, but if you wanted to get a third cluster in this layout, we have one here, one here. I probably would bring one up here. I generally do start in the upper left-hand corner and then kind of come through, but you can come here. Is very cute as well. But again, I don't want to compete with my pattern paper. So let's see, we have some flowers here, so we're going to look at what we've already done and then move some up to the top. So here we'll do like green and black. The reason, because I already have orange here, where over here I wanted to bring in more green, but I didn't need any more black, so orange was my next best choice. Probably some purple if I had a purple, but I don't think I have any left. And then, you know, we have these banner strips, which I have just been loving on. And let's see what we can do with these. In fact, we'll bring in purple. Since we didn't use the purple flower, let's bring in a little bit of purple with a banner. Let's move this down to here, put our flowers back on top, and then let's choose another color. I have a different color, green. I want to stay away from black and orange. So I do have a different shade of green, and I have some yellow. Let's try the yellow. There. I like it. It kind of gives a little place for my flowers to sit on and kind of helps to build out that cluster. So let's do the same thing up here. and decide. In fact, we used purple. Let's bring in some purple. And I didn't have yellow anywhere else except for maybe down here on the pumpkin's face. So let's bring in another yellow and do something like that up there. I like it. It's a tiny little cluster, a little pop of something up there. So let me pause right now and get everything adhered down, and then I will be back with some finishing touches. Okay, hold on. Everything is adhered down, and I just want to come back in with a few little finishing touches. So for that, I'm going to bring in some purple gems that I had in my stash. I think this will add just a little more bling to our layout. So you know I'm going to come back through and put it in the center of the flowers. I think that really helps make the flowers just stand out and look more like a flower. And it actually brings out the detail in the little embossed flower that we have there. So I like the deep dark purple. So let's continue over here. And I do want to bring some down here. I'm just trying to decide how and where. I'm thinking right about here. I'm going to put them loosely on here for a minute and see. Yeah, maybe underneath the pumpkin. I just need one more. I want to do my little odd numbers. So we'll do 3, and I'll get those all lined up. Just to bring that in over there. And that's going to be my simple layout number 1 in our Halloween edition of Keeping It Simple. I hope that you liked it, and if Halloween's not your thing, I hope you can see the vision of this layout, that it can be used in many different themes. And I hope that you give this one a try. Thank you for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And I'll be back shortly with video number 2 in this Halloween edition of Keeping It Simple. And if you want to see that video of the prepping is right here. And then here's the playlist for the entire Keeping It Simple series. So have a good time, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.